Fuck you, I'm smarter, bitch.
I can't believe you're gonna rig this game.
We don't want to feel dumb anymore.
I feel so stupid right now.
We're here to find out if we're actually dumb.
Don't ask us any questions.
Two bumbling morons. Fuck you, I'm smarter. Welcome to Fuck You, I'm Smarter, the comedy game show where we compete with a guest to be crowned the smartest person in the room Zoom. Kelly, how are you this week?
I'm doing pretty good.
How was your spring break?
My you mean our spring break episode? 'Cause
No.
I didn't have a spring break.
I'm just wondering if you took your top off this week in any sort of way.
No, I didn't. Well, yeah, I mean to get changed into my pajamas.
Wait.
But that's every day.
In last week's episode, when we were talking about the strip club, the We Bear All strip club that I went to for spring break.
The South Florida staple.
So I posted like a clip of it on our Instagram at Kelly and Lindsey, and I was like, what was the name of that place? So I put in We Bear All, and popped up Cafe Risque.
Cafe Risque.
Cafe Risque.
It's classy because it has a French name. It has like a French spelling.
I love
Risque.
it. I am really excited about this week's episode.
I am too.
Because when we started this podcast, Hoo Ha Ha, which is Elizabeth Banks, what do they call it online? A digital platform, yes. I think they call it.
I know. I never know what to call things.
I always Google
what's the name? What entity is this?
Yes.
It's a digital platform.
They basically made Fuck You, I'm Smarter happen because they produced our pilot episode.
Yeah.
And we've met so many amazing women through Hoo Ha Ha. And our guest today is actually another Hoo Ha Ha hookup. Oh, or alum. I like the hookup. Hookup's a little sexier, but yes.
True.
Alum.
Well, unless it's like a college party, you know.
And then it's...
Yeah, you're
Don't
right.
Bring it down so early
I'm so
on.
sorry.
Okay. We're going to bring on Anastasia Washington. She's a comic. She's a writer. She's a performer. She's fucking hilarious, and we can't wait to have her on. Anastasia, welcome.
Well, thank you for having me. I don't know what that voice is.
For you to be here.
Hi.
This is your light, cloudy, just like ray of sunshine voice.
Yeah, I just got out of a sound bath and I'm good.
Good.
Exactly.
Glad to hear you're doing self-care during this time.
Perfect.
Exactly.
So are you from LA?
I am. I was born and raised here. Like literally here.
Yeah.
Right.
Like in the house that you're in right now?
Yeah.
Like in the space?
Wow.
Wow.
This is
That's
first
great.
time, I think, for Fuck You, I'm Smarter. Possibly. We don't get a lot of LA natives, especially ones still living in that same house. I mean, that's incredible.
This used to be my childhood bedroom and now it is my office.
I love that.
So, I mean, you can't see the cluttery office-ness of it because I have confined it, but...
It looks very neat and very
Your
professional.
backdrop super cute.
Thank you. Sometimes my wall makes me look like I'm laying on the floor, so it's kind of nice.
Right, because it sort of looks like wood, like a beautiful wood floor.
Yeah, it's recycled wood wallpaper because I guess that person.
Fun.
Rad. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So Anastasia, you're from LA.
Right.
And so what high school did you go to?
I went to several, actually.
Oh, let's get into that.
I love how Lindsey asked what high schools she went to. Like she knows the high schools in LA.
I know some of them.
Do you?
Saw Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure.
Okay, fair enough.
My friend told me they went to San Dimas the other day for a hike, and I'm like, San Dimas? That sounds so familiar. Where have I heard of San Dimas? And then I realized I recently watched Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure.
Yes. Or you went to, like a water park. San Dimas is also.
Right. Is that where they are?
Yeah. Well, I went to Burroughs High School in Burbank because that was where you went if you wanted to compete in show choir and be national level.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Amazing.
So we're with a star right now. We're with a shining show choir star.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Incredible. Okay.
So how was your? Are they called teams or what are they called?
Yeah, you could call it a team. We had Letterman jackets and everything, and we were.
It seems like a team. So how was your team?
We were national champions. We were really, 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 really good. But then I got kicked out of that school.
Okay.
It wasn't
Did
even
you
want to
go into why, or we'll save that for later?
I mean, it's just not even that like fun. It's like
what happened?
So like I didn't like live in the neighborhood. And
it was a like we're using my friend's address or whatever type of a thing.
Right.
You want to go to the school?
And one of the girls in my team ratted on me.
Ew.
Yeah.
Why?
And
she doesn't even go here.
Right. That's basically what she was saying to me, and it was rude. And then also they didn't really like me because I was kind of gothy. So I don't know. And also was Burbank.
They're lost.
So
they're losers.
Right. Yeah. So they didn't particularly like people of color either because it was Burbank. So that was like also like a thing. So then I auditioned to be in this high school called Loxa, which is what Fame, the
right,
it's like Fame. It's like that kind of high school.
Yeah.
So I went there for a couple of years, and then I left because I started working in acting again, and they were like, "We just study art. You can't actually work in the artistic field until you've accomplished all these things like movement and blah." And I was like, "I like money."
Yeah. Okay, so I went to a BFA for college, and they told me the same thing because I was working at the time. We grew up in Florida. Miami has like a lot of commercials and stuff, and I was working a lot. And they told me I couldn't work, so I just gave it up for the school. And I'm like, wouldn't you want to like teach me how to be like a better professional? Like, why would you want me to quit?
Why are you leaving out that aspect of it, which I think is one of the most important things you could learn in the entertainment industry. Like,
yeah.
And it was hard for me because I started acting and singing when I was like 3. I became SAG at like 8 years old.
Wow.
So for them to be like, "Hey, you have to do these school plays, but you can't go out and get real gigs," and I was like,
yeah.
You're like, really though?
I don't want to.
Yeah, that seems super backward.
Yeah,
you did it right.
I think you did it right. I also, can we dive in a little bit to your goth phase? I'd like to know how long that lasted. I'd like to know what kind of a goth. Yeah. What kind of, like, because we called them metalheads and basers when we were younger.
No, there's more than just that. Like, that was like
that was the general, like, no one understood it, so they would say, like, you're a metalhead.
Yeah, which I was more, I was definitely, like, part goth.
I was more punk than goth, but I'd like to know about your goth phase.
Okay, so there was this movie called The Craft.
You're speaking my language.
1000%. I just rewatched that.
Yeah, and so I think 15-year-old me, I don't know, maybe I was even younger, saw that and came home with a pagan book to my Catholic family. And my mom was like,
that'll be fun.
And then she calmed down and she was like, "Okay, if you're going to be a witch, at least let's go to classes and stuff like that. And like, you have to communicate with me." So I went to like witch school at Psychic Eye on Ventura Boulevard.
This is amazing. I love your mom, by the way.
She's so cool. She's so cool. And she's just like, "Just communicate with me and don't sacrifice anything or do anything that you can't take back forever." She's like, "Just don't kill anyone." And then basically. So I basically like was like wearing basically what they had at Hot Topic when Hot Topic was goth. Hot Topic now is Disney and whatever, but Hot Topic used to have these gorgeous like long goth dresses. Gorgeous. Yeah, like, and I would go around in like that in a trench coat when it was really not a good time to be doing that. You were looked real down upon because some people did some bad things in those kind of outfits. Things in those
trench coats, yeah.
So I was real not liked about that. So I wore a lot of black. I read Edgar Allan Poe. I was really into Buffy. You know, I wore like purple lipstick.
Absolutely.
And, yeah. And then
we definitely would have been friends.
Right? Yes. Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah, except my mom didn't let me go to witch school. She just made me hide in my closet and say like, "Light as a feather, stiff as a board," quietly by myself in my closet.
My parents just were like, I would talk to them about things that I was reading, like different like thing. Like I read this. There was this book. I believe the author's name was David Sinclair or something. It was called Instant ESP, and it was like one of my favorite books. He actually, from what I remember, like he did some research on like different techniques and things. There was one thing to like help you fall asleep, and one thing for like cosmic protection, and like there was some cool stuff. And I think he actually researched like I don't know where he got these techniques from, but from different like people who actually practice
Right.
like these kinds of things. So yeah,
They
my
taught-
parents were like pretty cool about it. They would just sort of would make
good.
fun of me like a little bit about it, but like they didn't care because my parents were atheists, lapsed Catholics, they say.
Yeah.
I often tell people I'm a recovering Catholic, and I think my family in because of me is kind of recovering Catholic too as well. But they did have like a color intervention with me at one time. Like my whole family got together and they were just like, listen, we understand that you like to read this stuff and watch this stuff and everything, but could you just wear a color?
Yeah. That's so cute because you're in such a bright color right
I
now,
know.
and it
I've
looks
changed
good
so
on you. I love
much.
it.
Yeah, I got a lot more colorful from those days as well.
That's
Yeah.
funny. I had not my family, but I did have my friends at one point say like, you should like put a little color, like, because I always
Really?
wore black, and then we moved to New York, and that's a very like everyone always wears like dark blacks and stuff like that
Yeah.
in New York, and like I remember like
Because it's classy. It's classic.
I know, but a couple of friends did have a little bit of an intervention with me, and we're like, "But let's
Like,
help
you're
you go
too gloomy.
shopping," and I'm like, "All right,
Yeah, let's just
It's like,
wear a
let's
color.
get some rave gear.
I love it."
Yeah.
I love your gothy phase. It just is. It fits into the "fuck you, I'm smarter" theme because Kelly and I definitely had our fair share of black ripped tights and giant boots and all that fun stuff.
Oh my god, I'm still like everybody has like their coping mechanism when they like have like a breakup or something like serious happens in their life, and they have like an item maybe that they buy. I buy Doc Martens.
Yeah,
I love
Yeah,
Mhm.
it's
I need
gotten
to get back into docs.
they hurt.
Yeah, they're very heavy.
Yeah, they hurt when you first get them. And
to break them in.
I always forget that every single time I do it, and I've bought them
Yeah.
for my whole life pretty much. So I don't know.
You'd think you would learn by now.
No.
I love the goth show choir. Like I'm getting a good picture.
That's a great combo.
Yeah,
Did you
I'm
like
into
flow
that.
through all those groups? Was it pretty like cohesive, or like what was your like crew of people
Did
that
you show up to do your job and then like leave and go hang out with the cool kids, or?
I think it's weird. I think I was trying to identify in a lot of different groups because I had like some kind of identity crisis being biracial. And so there was part of me that was like listening to like rap and like wearing like sweater dresses and like hanging out with the football guys, and then I was just like I never really stayed in a group. I just kind of floated around. Like people knew me, and whenever I felt that way I would sit with them, and if not I would eat in the library or I would eat in biology class because I just didn't want to deal.
Yeah, I feel like I kind of floated around a little bit too. Like I wanted to be in the punk scene, but I was kind of a drama person, but I didn't really want to hang out with the drama people. But then some of the cool kids were actually kind of funny. So I started like dressing more like them. And I'm like, well, that's not really me. Like, so I feel like it's like that weird identity of like,
I think it's just a very tough time to be alive at that age. You're
Very
figuring
tough.
out who you are on so many levels, and there's and I can imagine having another like added layer of like being biracial and like what group do I fit into, like just another layer of like,
and there was like
where
an
do I fit?
expectation like, oh, you're mixed, so you have to act like this or you have to act like that.
Right.
And I code switch a lot back then. I don't really code switch that much anymore. I'm just me, but like every person of color and every person really has to like code switch when they're in a different group. They kind of like talk a little different or adapt.
Yeah, absolutely different cultures. You kind of like, I mean, it makes sense.
I was used to code switching, and I had to figure out when to stop and just be like, who is this? Stop switching things around.
Right.
I love your shirt so much.
Oh, thank you.
I am just white, but a lot of people throughout my entire life have come up to me and been like, what are you? Yeah. And I always thought it was like totally normal to ask someone that until like a couple of years ago. I was like, That is so fucking rude. Like, what
Yeah.
are you? Are you out of
Yeah.
your minds? So for the listeners, she's wearing a shirt that says, "No, what are you?"
Yes.
And I just love that so
Yeah.
much. Because if you just don't look like 100% white, people just come up to you and they're like, "What are you?"
Yeah,
What
I mean,
are you?
I made these t-shirts because I actually wrote.
Oh, you made them?
Made
Yeah,
that.
I
I
have-
have buy one
Oh,
of those.
I
we'll
ha-
have to plug that at the end.
Yeah.
To tell us where you, or you can say it right now where we buy them.
Yeah, I mean, I at T Public has like my whole line, and they're all like
Sweet.
stay wrote or ethnically ambiguous lead or stuff like that. Is some of them.
Love.
That's great.
And so this is one of them. It comes in different colors and stuff, but I just I wrote a short film called "What Are You?" because I was tired of being filling out a form and getting stressed out,
Yeah.
and so it's basically a comedic thing about that, and so. Yeah, it just...
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, I was like, what box do I... Oh, and this is, when I was going to school, they didn't have, a multicultural box. And when they did finally get one, you had to pick one that you identified with.
So then it makes you in that moment be like, well, which one do you identify with more? Like, who are you really? Or what? Then you feel like, oh, I'm betraying this other half of my identity. Or
Yeah, and you're
Yeah.
like, fuck you, Dad. Fuck you, Mom. I guess
Right.
Like, which one's the right box?
There is no box that's
No
right
box,
for me.
bitches. Don't put me in a box, bitches.
I don't want to be
love
in
it.
there.
Should we play?
Oh,
Yeah, let's
okay,
do it.
all right,
Are
let's
you
play.
ready to play?
Sure, I'm scared. Let's do it.
Fuck you, I'm smarter. Welcome, class, to nutrition. It's nutrition class, everybody.
Oh,
Welcome to nutrition class.
Okay. Is this like a home ec type of thing?
Sure, like if home ec were today, they'd probably teach us about nutrition, but
Right.
instead we just made pillows.
And
learned how to cook for the man that we're going to marry one day.
Right. Mhm.
Right.
So this game is in honor of you have a podcast called Serial
I
Killer.
do.
And so tell us a little bit about this podcast.
Well, each week we pair a breakfast cereal with a true crime.
Love it.
And we
Love
try the cereal and we rate the cereal. We don't rate the crime. Well, we kind of do. But we also, just basically say knife down for murder always. So,
Mhm.
Yeah, for sure.
Love
that's
it.
our general.
Well, in honor of Serial Killer, we are going to play a game that is all about cereal.
Ooh.
Because, we ate that cereal almost every day. Did you ladies eat cereal when you were younger?
yeah.
I never really liked cereal.
I never liked it either, but I feel like it's what breakfast was.
Yeah. I mean,
No?
I still have oatmeal every day. Sorry.
I love oatmeal. I actually had oatmeal for breakfast.
I think
today.
oatmeal is normal, though. I mean, when you think about the cereals we were eating, like
I think
the
oatmeal
Cinnamon Toast
is way more
Crunch,
nutritious.
It's like so much sugar. I can't believe it. Okay. So we're going to learn about a little bit about cereal today.
Okay. All right.
I
So-
can't wait.
We're going to go back and forth.
Okay.
Okay. I will start with our guest.
Okay.
Anastasia, you'll go first. I'm going to
Okay.
ask you a question. I'm going to give you an A, B, and C. If you get it right, Marsha will give you a point.
Marsha's our
Marsha's back.
Marsha's our producer assistant. What is she?
Mhm.
She's our producer. I
She
guess.
had
She's-
COVID. She was out for a little while, but
Mhm.
she's
here.
returned.
She's here.
She's here.
Yeah.
Okay. Ready?
Yeah.
Number 1. A cereal is any grass cultivated for the edible components of its grain composed of the endosperm, germ, and bran. Endosperm. Okay, I looked up endosperm,
Is that,
and it's literally like the sperm of a plant. It's what
it shoots
it's like
out.
shoots out and makes it happen, basically.
Wait,
It's
they're like
the
shooting
thing-
their shot all over the place?
It's like when someone says
Ew.
planting their seed, like that's actually because
Spraying
like
it.
they like it doesn't jizz obviously, but it's the jizz of a plant basically.
Does it spray? Does it float?
No, I don't
Does
think
it
it sprays.
Is it do bees do it? Make it spread?
Bees do it, birds do
Do
it,
it.
let's do it. That was fun. Okay. The word cereal derives from the word blank. Is it A, Ceres, the Roman goddess of harvest and agriculture. B, Cere. Okay, so Ceres is Ceres. Cere is just Cere, and that's basically part of a bird's beak. And birds eat grains, so they named it off of the beak. Or is it C, Cerium, which is Cerium, which is a type of grain similar to a barley? Which one, A, B, or C?
A.
That is
A.
correct. Yes.
The
It's
Greek
Ceres,
goddess.
the Roman goddess of harvest and agriculture.
Ooh.
Wow, she's off to a running start. I love it.
Nice.
All of those things are real things. Cerium, though, is a chemical element. It's the CE on an element thingy-mahoo-ha. It's basically a metal. It doesn't matter.
Technical.
All right, Kelly. Very important question coming up. You ready? Yeah. The Captain Crunch mascot was born on Crunch Island.
He was not.
In the sea of milk.
Oh my God, this is horrible.
Captain Crunch is actually the mascot's nickname. What is his real name?
It's not real.
Is it A, Pugwash Crunch?
That's horrible.
B, James Cook Crunch? Or C, Horatio Magellan Crunch?
So stupid. B.
Incorrect. Anastasia, do you want to try to steal? Is it Pugwash Crunch or Horatio Magellan Crunch?
I want to go with C just because it's so fun.
That is correct.
Nice.
That is correct.
2 for 2.
2 for 2.
And not 2 for 1. I mean, she stole that.
All right.
Nice
I'll
work.
give you both a chance.
Yeah.
I'll give you both a chance. Yell it out, and
Okay.
whoever knows the answer.
Okay.
Who was Magellan?
Who's
That's
an
the person
explorer?
that
I'm going
Didn't
to
he-
give it to Kelly.
Didn't he go
Do you know
around
he
the
explored?
world?
Let's.
Did he?
Uh-huh.
I was like, did he go around the world and figure out it
He
was
did.
round?
Yeah,
Well, he
I don't know.
was
I'm with her.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. He circumnavigated the globe, but I don't know if he was a flat earther or if he figured out if it was
Oh.
round.
No, if he was like B.O.B.
I'm going to give you both a point because you
Okay.
knew he was an explorer.
Okay, that's
He
fair.
actually was known for being the explorer of Portugal and later Spain.
Sure.
Oh, Portugal was the last place I went outside of the United States.
Was it yours,
I
Kelly?
think that was mine too, actually.
Oh my gosh.
There together.
That's insanity.
But this was like 2 years ago.
Oh no, this was literally before lockdown. I like came back from the
Oh.
airport and they were like, "We're probably gonna lock down soon," and I was like, "What?"
Oh my God.
I'm glad you got back safe. Well, not our friend, but someone we know got stuck in Peru. She's not our friend anymore.
Because she got stuck
okay.
in Peru. That's the reason.
She got stuck.
She could have stayed in Peru for all I
Yeah.
Oh,
We were worried about her when we liked her.
Yeah.
Okay. Number
Ooh,
3.
Shade. Is it recess already?
It came out and
It's okay. It's
it
the
just
truth.
Came out.
It's okay.
Number 3.
She
Anastasia.
doesn't listen to this.
Yeah, fuck her.
Yeah.
Rice Krispies mascot Snap, Crackle, and Pop briefly had a 4th brother named A, Sizzle, B, Pow, or C, Fizz.
I know it.
I feel like it's C Fizz.
That is incorrect. Kelly, do you
Ooh.
want to try to steal?
I think it's POW.
It is.
I feel like I
Pow.
can literally see the word POW on the box with like a starburst behind it.
Yes.
But
Okay.
that
So
doesn't
they
even
had
sound like the Rice Krispie.
What is it?
Snap, Crackle, Pop, Pow.
Okay.
They got rid of. They gave.
You needed like us to say it together and have the
Yeah,
visual.
and the jazz
Yeah.
hands really helped when you were like,
Yeah.
They always do.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Thanks.
Pow. They axed Pow. They gave him the old axe.
He
in
just
the-
he wasn't showing up to
1950.
work on time. He was drunk. He was a
glug
little,
glug glug
yeah.
glug 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 glug.
He was a little handsy, you know.
Okay, for extra credit for both of you, yell out the answer if you know it.
Okay.
What are they?
Elves?
What are Snap, Crackle?
No,
Yes.
what are you?
No, what are you?
No, what are you?
What are you?
No.
I'm going to give it to Anastasia.
Oh, wait. What are they?
She said they were elves.
Oh, that sounds right.
And like, let's have a real talk right now.
Okay.
Technically, they were gnomes. And I don't want to be...
We don't want to...
Do we know
I don't...
the difference?
Do we gnome the difference?
Oh! Gnomes scare me.
Gnomes sound...
they sound more knobby.
More knobby.
They sound like they have more warts than elves.
Yes.
Elves seem a little bit more like refined.
Like
That's
just
the difference.
Just like kind of
It's the
fun
warts.
and like nice.
Yeah.
Gnome sounds like
It's
it's
the
getting
warts.
into troll territory.
Right?
Okay, so fun fact. Gnomes with large noses, ears, and hats, Snap, Crackle, and Pop, were reimagined as younger, cuter gnomes in 1949. Wait a minute, though. Are we perpetuating a problem in Hollywood where, like,
yes, that's what I'm
we
saying.
only love young people and
Right.
old people don't get a chance?
And so, what if you have a wart?
Right.
Oh, God,
I used
no,
to have
we're
a wart.
Old
assholes.
gnomes.
I used to have a wart on my hand, and then it was like really gross. It was on my thumb, and there's still a scar there when they took it off. There's a keloid there, and they just like, and now people were like, "Oh, you still have the wart?" I'm like, "No, it's a scar."
Who's wart shaming you?
5th graders.
Oh,
I mean, what do you
okay.
expect?
Don't wart
All right.
shame.
Don't
Especially
wart
that guy
shame.
in college.
bring back the
I
gnomes.
wart shame you, who didn't tell his dance partner he had warts, and then gave everybody that was his dance partner warts. You
Oh, that's
nasty.
different.
You nasty.
Yeah, nasty.
You
and
nasty.
We know
You
who
nasty.
you are.
You know who you are, and you're nasty.
And she's local, so we know where you live, bitch.
That's right.
gross.
I love it. All right, so whose question? It's Kelly's. The first breakfast cereal, originally named Granula, Granula, not granola, Granula,
Nula.
was invented in the U.S. in 1863 by James Caleb Jackson. Granula could be described as being a larger and tougher version of the somewhat similar later cereal, A, Raisin Bran, B, Granola, or C, Grape Nuts.
Grape nuts.
That is cool.
Really?
I've been trying to find a granola canister so that I can put it behind me when I do the podcast, but we have not been able to find one. But you know,
Oh,
the
so
metal
you know
canister?
about all this stuff because you do. Yeah, you're into cereals.
Yes.
I've never even heard of granola.
Have you tried Etsy, maybe?
Yeah, I've been looking.
Yeah. All right,
Keep an eye out.
listeners.
We
if you
actually
see
thought maybe we could
Granula-
find an old one and try it, and that would be gross. Don't do that. It'd be like 100 years old. But maybe.
I love it.
But don't.
But do it. All right, Anastasia.
Uh-oh.
Breakfast cereals were invented in the 19th century as an answer to the very unhealthy eating habits of people at the time. They believed that bland food would calm the passions. They would calm it and make them not want to eat the garbage anymore. But now 50% of Americans start their day with cereal, and the cereal industry uses blank pounds of sugar per year. Is it A, 226 million, B, 569 million, or C, 816 million?
B. I don't know.
That's incorrect. So, Kelly, do you think it's 226 or 816?
The most. Whatever the most
It's
is.
the most. It's 816. 816 pounds of sugar.
816 pounds
of sugar,
of
per,
sugar
year.
per year.
And
That doesn't sound like a lot.
Honey Smacks and Golden Crisp are made up of more than 50% sugar.
Wait, 816 pounds of sugar for an entire industry
Million, right?
or for one person? I think I missed the question.
They use it. No, 816 per year. Million. 816
Million.
Million.
That's more like it.
All right. Last stupid cereal question.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Now, there's nothing stupid about cereal.
Actually, I'm going to do this one. I like
Oh,
this one.
that's kind of
Okay. Anastasia. No. Kelly?
Yeah.
Kelly. Cereal boxes love giving out prizes.
Yeah.
Remember all those prizes?
Mm-hmm.
But the strangest prize was when Quaker Oats, Anastasia's favorite, gave an interesting prize in their cereals
I
in
had Quaker Oats for breakfast.
1950s. What was the prize in the 1950s?
It
That
was
the
a weird.
strangest.
It was a weird one. Okay.
Was it A, a piece of Canadian land? B, a guest appearance on a Canadian TV show? Or C, a Canadian cow?
Is it based in Canada? Quaker Oats?
I don't know.
Oh, I'm gonna say a piece of land.
That is correct.
That's wild.
Isn't that wild? So, an advertisement for their cereals and a CBS TV show, Sergeant Preston of the Yukon. They gave a deed of land for 1 square inch of Yukon land for every box top from their cereal. So they were giving out land in Canada.
Oh,
Also, who knew
bet
that Yukon was in Canada? I did.
Oh, I did.
After
yeah.
looking it up.
I don't know exactly where it is.
I know it's in Canada, but I don't
looked it up.
know.
It's north. It's super north.
But they have potatoes.
It's like
right?
north of the north.
I didn't know
Potatoes.
Aren't those
Oh, Yukon
potatoes?
Yukon Golds.
Yes.
I don't know.
Did you know
Have
those
you-
were Canadian?
Have you
Are
ever gotten a potato out of the ground? Like dug for
No.
potatoes?
Have you?
Yeah, like it was like one of those kitschy things to do in Santa Rosa when I was visiting my sister. Like, let's go pick our own potatoes, and I was like, this sucks. Like you have to
I love
dig
that.
in the ground and maybe find these little balls every once in a while.
Oh,
You're
they're
like
little
this,
guys.
You're like, this is not a vacation.
I don't like this. Why am I paying?
Okay.
Why am I paying for this? My people have to do
Right.
this, and I don't want to do
Right.
it.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm just taking notes. She doesn't like picking her own potatoes.
Yeah.
Got
No,
it,
I
gotcha.
don't.
Mad at potatoes.
All right, well, that was
Superman.
Serial Killer, and please listen to her podcast, Serial
Thank
Killer.
you.
When does it? How often do you put it out?
Every week on Mondays.
Great.
Yep,
On
every
Mondays,
a new true crime and serial pairing.
Beautiful.
Yeah,
Awesome. So after you listen to Fuck You, I'm Smarter, head on over.
yeah, exactly.
Heyo. All right, kids. Are we ready to go to psychology class?
I mean,
Sure.
I guess.
So once again, based on Anastasia's podcast Serial Killer, we are going to psychology class and we're going to talk about serial killers.
Now, I know you're excited, but this is not my forte. I am afraid of everything, so here we go.
You're afraid of everything, so you don't like to learn about this kind of
No,
stuff.
I don't
Yeah.
like to. No,
Yeah.
I won't.
Wait, so
sleep at
you
night.
don't fall asleep to investigation discovery like I do?
No, I'm afraid of everything.
Oh, see, I can't
watched
fall
the Cecil
asleep.
Hotel, though.
Oh, that one. That was pretty creepy.
It was a
It
little
was
creepy, but
good.
I didn't watch it right before bed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't
Lindsay
sleep
doesn't
unless...
watch horror movies or anything like that will disturb her sensitive
She
constitution.
She listens right before bed, though.
I definitely listen to true crime. It's not my go-to before bed, but if I'm already listening to it and like I like want to finish it, I'll listen to it, but I don't like to fall asleep to it. Like once I'm in bed and like I'm done with my true crime, then I'll go to like a going to sleep podcast or something like that.
Oh,
you
see,
know?
I do an audiobook where it's like either a horror movie, like a horror based on. I like to fall asleep to destruction, you know, just to,
It
to
makes sense. Oh, I fully get it.
I'm like,
yeah.
I survived.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's like, well, that's terrible, but I'm right here and I'm nice and warm and cozy and everything's fine.
It's
mean,
my
I
survivor
admire
feel.
Yeah.
You don't have survivor guilt, you have survivor pleasure.
I do. I'm like, ugh, I survived again. Yes.
Yes, I made it through another day.
Explains
All
my
right.
dreams so much.
That's the thing that that's what I'm worried. That's why I'm like, I need a little bit of a limit, because like I have in the past kind of overindulged in the true crime, and it will start to disturb me mentally a little bit after a while. I'm like I don't want to go to bed feeling afraid.
Yeah.
You murdered a guy.
I mean,
It's
I'm
okay.
already paranoid, so you know.
She lives alone with many windows.
But there's bars on them, and everything is always locked. I check it a million times.
Are you listening, listener? She lives alone.
Are you
with a
trying?
lot of
You're
windows.
literally trying to get me killed right now. I thought you were my best friend.
They were best friends,
She
and they had
is
a
going to
podcast together.
Peru.
Wow, what a monster. Well, talking about monsters.
Oh.
Let's start talking about serial killers. We're first going to start with someone who's not a serial killer, but who was one of the first criminal profilers of serial killers. So his name is John Edward Douglas. Okay, he was born in Brooklyn, New York, and is a veteran of the U.S. Air Force. And he has a bunch of degrees in like sociology, psychology, counseling, and comparing techniques for teaching police officers how to classify homicides. So he was basically the one who like started this like what we know today as like profiles, right?
Okay.
Of serial killers. So he would he helped catch many killers. But one example of when his profile was instrumental was in the arrest of a serial killer named Robert Hansen. Who, this is just like an example of like what profiling is. So Douglas thought that the killer would be an experienced hunter with low self-esteem, have a history of being rejected by women, and would feel compelled to keep souvenirs of his murders, such as jewelry. He also suggested that the assailant might stutter. So when they found this guy, he literally had every single one of those things. So like this guy is fucking on to something.
And then he wrote the song, Bop. Da ba do bop, do it up, do it up, da da do, yeah.
So my question, Lindsay, we'll give this one to you. That was beautiful. Thank you, guys.
I knew we could all get on board.
Yeah.
I don't know why I'm giving this one to you, Lindsay. I think because it's, you know what, I'm going to give it to Anastasia because I was trying to give it to you because I feel like she'll know more. So I was trying to give you what I think is an easy one. Okay. But I'm going to give it to Anastasia.
Yeah, why not?
You know, she's our guest.
She's our guest.
Yeah. So my question to you is, what U.S. intelligence agency was he a part of that he joined in 1970, where he began researching and traveling around the country, interviewing serial killers and developing his profiling technique? He was, and by the way, he was... oh, never mind. That's another question. Is it A, the CIA, B, the FBI, or C, the INR, the Bureau of Intelligence and Research?
B?
That is correct.
What was B?
FBI.
Okay.
That is
That would have
correct.
been my guess as well. Okay.
Didn't he establish the behavioral science unit there?
Yes, he did. Absolutely. See? I knew she would know this one.
Quick little tidbit.
Credit.
I thought I wanted to become one of those. So my mom, when I was like 10 years old, took me to the FBI to get all the qualifications of what I'd have to do that. And then I was like, nah, I'll just play one on TV. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Too much.
That's the best of both worlds, right?
Yeah. I was like, nah, I'm good.
You're like, that is a lot of school.
So much school. I am out.
And sitting in a small room and like, look how bright you are. Like, do you want to sit in a small, dark room? Like,
Kind of. Yeah, a little bit.
In her goth phase.
Yeah.
Extra credit, you guys can shout it out. Can you tell me any of the TV characters that were based on this man, John Douglas? There's been some TV characters. One pretty
like the
series.
Mindhunter series.
That is correct, Mindhunter.
Any of the Criminal Minds guys.
That is correct. Those are the only two ones that I wrote down. That is correct. Give her 2 points.
2? Oh, wow.
Yeah, give her 2 points. If you had gotten one as well, I would have given you a point.
It's not what I say. Marsha gives her what Marsha gives her.
We can't tell Marsha what to do. We're not in charge. Marsha's in charge.
Exactly. The worst.
All right, Lindsay.
Yes.
Serial killers can be classified as organized or disorganized. And on that spectrum, they'll fall into 4 broad types. So there's more, but this is like the basic types, right? Okay. There's a lot of subtypes. But they can be a visionary killer, a mission-oriented killer, a hedonistic killer, or a power and control killer. I'm just asking you, which is the most common? Mission, I can tell you about them. Visionary those are the ones who have voices in their head. Yes. Maybe they're schizophrenic, maybe whatever.
I think that's probably the most popular.
Mission-oriented, feel like it's their mission in life to kill certain types of people. Right. I'm going to kill all of the sex workers in the area or whatever. Hedonistic serial killers they kill for the pure thrill and joy of it, engaging in cruel and perverted sexual activity. And then power and control serial killers gain more satisfaction from exercising complete control over their victims rather than from a bloodlust.
I feel like it's either A or the last one. I'm going to go with A.
It's actually the hedonistic serial killers.
Wow, that's rough.
That is really rough.
I guess the optimist in me just didn't want that to be true.
Yeah. I know it's rough.
Wow.
So, Anastasia, then the next question is for you.
Okay.
Which of these 4 types can be broken down into 2 subcategories? And one of these, one of those 4 that I just named is broken down into 2 subcategories, which are lust or thrill killers, and comfort-oriented killers.
Is it D?
It is not. Lindsay, do you want to guess?
Lust. What?
So one of these types, visionary, mission-oriented, hedonistic, power and control. One of those is broken into lust and thrill killers, and comfort-oriented killers.
The visual. The
visionary.
Visionary.
No,
What
it's
is
actually
it?
the hedonistic serial killer. So lust and thrill killer subtype. This person has a vital connection between sexual gratification and personal violence. They murder because killing is an eroticized experience. Their crimes are process focused. They take time to complete, and can include things like cannibalism, dismemberment, necrophilia, torture, mutilation.
It's
That's
really
just a
unfortunate.
Tuesday.
Yeah, right.
Like, it's unfortunate this is the most popular one. I really just hoped it would be like,
I
I'm
know.
crazy, so I'm murdering someone.
I know.
But you're
That's
talking about
what
serial
probably most-
killers, not like
This
murder.
is serial
yeah.
killer, not just a murder. This
Yeah.
is more
Right.
Yeah,
Right?
pathological.
You guys are right. And when you're right, you're right.
I know. That's what I've heard.
These are like
And
the
then,
doll baby people. You know, they want to keep a doll and you're the doll
Mm-hmm.
in the basement. No? Okay.
Yeah. hmm
I saw
That's
you.
why I don't date.
And that's similar.
Truly.
You never know
Truly.
where
It's
you'll
very
end
dangerous.
up.
No, every time Lindsay would ever go on a date, I'm like, give me his name. I need his
Yeah,
social security
always.
number. I need to know his mother's
Where do they
maiden
work?
name. Yeah.
Yeah.
But then, so the flip side of that, or I don't know if it's the flip side, but the other subtype of the hedonistic serial killer is the comfort-oriented serial killer who kill for personal gain, like killing for profit. And I think that's one of the reasons why this type is the most common. One of the reasons, because a lot of people kill for money.
Sure.
And
Every time it's like life insurance, you know, it's always life insurance.
exactly. Like, let's take out a life
Right.
insurance policy on my husband, and then he got really sick. I don't know how.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. So, and those are more likely to be women, this type.
I never understand the people who like kill their whole family, and it's like, well, why
family
don't you
annihilators.
just move? Like, why don't you just?
They can't.
Oh,
It's
yeah. It's
She can tell. Anastasia will tell you.
I was like, it's usually males, and they feel like
You
want
want to take this one? Yeah.
I was like, they usually feel like they failed in some way, and they want to either restart their whole restart,
Right.
and
Right.
not fail, or they failed so bad, like they just want everybody gone. Yeah, to not deal with
It's
the failure.
crazy.
Yeah.
It's all the male ego.
It's like you could just literally walk away and move.
Right. Because if that's what you're going to do anyway,
Yeah.
is go try to start a new life somewhere.
Right.
Yeah.
Wild.
Yeah. Somehow it's less shameful to murder your entire family than to just walk
Unreal.
away and admit your failures.
Family
That's
annihilators.
why I'm afraid. I mean, I'm afraid of marriage because what if he just murders me one day?
I mean, that's the
that
just.
crazy?
It's not crazy. That's a risk you take when you enter a relationship with someone.
Yeah.
You're much more likely to be killed by your spouse if you get married.
Yeah, it's true.
That's just
See,
that's
you
just
guys
math.
are proving my point. Bradley, are you listening?
Does he listen? Bradley, if you kill
I know
her,
his mom listens.
Bradley, if you kill her, I will.
I hope you
track
raised him
down.
right.
I
What
will
cereal do you want to be
fucking kill
paired
you.
with?
Cinnamon Toast Crunch, please, please.
All right.
Now, do you pair it based on the killer or the victim?
Obviously, look at this.
In this case,
Either way that we can justify it. We have to actually
Got it.
justify why we paired it every week,
Yes.
and this is the hardest part. It's like,
I bet.
I picked because they Lucky Charms because they weren't lucky.
That's good.
hilarious.
It's hard.
good.
It's hard.
Ouch.
Yeah.
Ouch. 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 Wow.
Well, if I go missing, his name is Bradley. He lives in the. No, I'm just kidding.
Did you hear that Chrissy Teigen puts a letter in her pocket that says, like, if I'm dead, it's John, just so he won't move on after.
That is.
I'm obsessed. I mean, I was already obsessed with her.
Incredible.
She's fucking incredible. That is.
Yeah.
I love her so
I like
much,
that.
and
That's
I
a
love
good
their
idea.
love. But
Favorite.
I think she's amazing.
She's perfect.
As absolutely perfect.
Yeah.
Lindsay, this is your question, right? Yes.
I think I just did one. Oh no, maybe it is. It's mine.
It's yours.
Yeah.
I think it's yours. The Mcdonald Triad refers to the idea that there are 3 signs that can indicate whether someone will grow up to be a serial killer or some other kind of violent criminal. What are these 3 early warning signs, Lindsay? And you look at Anastasia. You know she knows this. She's so excited to steal.
There's no A, B, and C?
No, ma'am.
Okay.
You're a guesser.
They kill an animal.
Yes.
They don't look people in the eyes.
No, because autistic people don't look people in the eyes.
I don't know.
Come
They
on.
have no friends.
No, a lot of most serial killers actually have families.
All right, I just knew they kill animals.
That's great.
Fires. They start fires.
Yes.
They start fires.
Oh my gosh.
And
One
they
more.
hurt,
One. No.
a family member. They steal.
Oopsies. I made a poopy poo.
Oh, they shit.
No,
they play
not
with their
shit. Not a poopy. Whoopsie. I made a whoopsie.
They piss all over themselves all the
Yes,
time.
they wet the
Really?
bed.
They wet the bed. Do I get a point for
Yeah,
that?
you get a point. You can
I
have a
was
point.
like, pee.
She was
I
like,
was like, is she on a waterfall? Like, is she going down a water slide? What?
I love that so much. Oh my god, that is freaking
I'm so glad you're our first guest on YouTube Live. This is so fun.
I'm very
I love it.
expressive.
Yes.
I love this. All right. Oh, this is interesting.
Uh-oh.
All right, Anastasia.
Okay.
I read the New York Post article, so who knows if it's true. But I got some information on there about murder method based on IQ, which we all know is like a stupid. It's intelligence, it's biased, whatever. But they have like based on IQ, you can, or based on the murder method can be linked to like higher or lower IQs. So there's like a range. Okay. So I'm going to tell you the different murder methods, and then you're going to tell me what you think the top 3 IQs would be for their murder weapon of choice. Okay. So we have bomb. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Okay.
We have bomb, poison, strangle, stab, gun, and bludgeon. Which do you think is linked to like the 3? What do you think the 3 highest IQs would be?
So I was gonna say bomb,
bludgeon.
So bomb.
And did you say strangle?
So bomb, poison, strangle, stab, gun, bludgeon.
I would say bomb, strangle, stab.
Oh, you're so close.
The highest.
Bomb, strangle.
But I'm gonna tell you, bomb and strangle are in the top 3, but it's not stab.
And so the other ones are
poison, gun, bludgeon.
Oh, I bet I know which one it is.
I guess it would be poison.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
That's correct.
Poison.
Because it's the woman's weapon. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I know, but the
Munchausen by proxy.
The problem with poison. I have a personal history with that.
Thankfully, not personal, but tangentially, yeah. You? Have we talked about that on this show? Or are you allowed to talk about that?
I don't know.
You're not ready to talk about it. We'll talk about it another time.
It's not that I'm not ready. I just don't know if I should talk about it. I had a neighbor.
You're not gonna tell anyone their name.
Growing up, I had a neighbor that was accused of that.
This is breaking news. Fuck you, I'm smarter. Breaking news. I've been trying to get Lindsay to talk about this for years.
We were very close with the family.
Oh no.
Yeah, so it was a very interesting.
The girl is fine.
The girl's fine.
The child survived.
The girl's fine. Very interesting. Like hard copy would be like knocking on our door, asking us questions, and they were the most lovely family ever. But yeah, very interesting. I'll send you some info offline.
Yeah, I was like, did they make a Lifetime movie about it? Because I'm in.
No, but it's one of the most famous cases.
Surprised that they have. Well, they probably didn't want to give them the rights.
Yeah, it's one of the most famous cases, and it's in a lot of like psychology books and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's Eminem.
Anyway,
That's fun.
Just kidding.
Yeah.
Super fun.
No, what I was gonna say about the poison thing is like, it never really works out, and so
I'm sure it has.
no, but it's so traceable. It's so easy to trace. So it's
If
like
you do, but if it's traced, sometimes it depends who's getting killed. It depends who's doing it. It's not always traced.
Have we done this on the podcast, Kelly? If you
What?
were going to kill someone, how would you do it? Have we done this on the pod?
I'm sure we have.
Okay, well, I just want to tell Anastasia.
I think ours are the same.
Usually on like a second date, I'll be like, hey, icebreaker, like if you were going to kill someone, like how would you do it? And I'm like, I'll go first. And I'm like, I would take you to a hike and I would accidentally push you off a cliff. Like I wouldn't even be like, and now I'm going to kill you, because if they live, then you look guilty. So I would just be like, oh
No
my
speech.
God, it's a mistake. And then I would be like, oh my God, I did it. The guy that I'm dating now is like, okay, I would cut you up in tiny little pieces and then like, see that thing over there? I would throw you in that thing, kind of like Breaking Bad, and then I'd melt your body. And I was like, oh no. He said he was going to strangle me to death before he cuts me into pieces.
Okay.
That is the third
That's what he said.
highest intelligent way to do
Really?
it. Yeah, it goes in the order of bomb, poison, strangle.
All right, I'll have to let him know he's a smarty.
Throwing off the cliff isn't on here, though.
You're
I think
so
dumb.
smart that you would want to strangle me. Like that's so smart.
You must have a really
So
high IQ.
how would you do it, Anastasia, if you
I
were going
mean,
to kill someone?
I'd like to say that I'd be really smart and methodical about it, as much as I do watch and read about true crime and stuff. But I, being the Scorpio I am, would probably get caught immediately, because I would probably do it publicly, like by running them over with a car or something.
Oh,
Just
yeah.
because
full
I would have
anger,
to get that, because I want to be realistic and truthful. I mean, I would love to say that I would be slick, but I would just be filled with rage because
Right.
somebody
It's a lot more likely it would happen this way. Yeah.
that's probably more likely.
I respect that.
Mhm.
I respect that.
I'm sorry, I
Kelly?
feel this.
No.
No.
Thank
I'd
you.
like to be there. I'd like to see
No.
it and support it.
This is
Thank
a
you,
safe
thank
space. Thank you
you.
for being honest.
Thank
yeah.
you.
How do you think you would do it?
No, I've always thought I would do the cliff thing because it makes the most sense. I don't want to have a body on my
I don't want a
hands.
body on my
I don't want a
hands.
body to deal with.
I've
so
seen
it has
very
to
bad things.
it has to be some way to get the body away from me. I don't want to have to pick it up. I don't want to have to dispose of it. I don't want to have to cut someone up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Have to
Throw 'em
cut
off the
somebody
cliff.
off. Yeah, have to.
I don't want to have to do
I
that.
don't have to do that, you guys. Don't
make me
do
have
it.
to kill you and cut up your body into tiny little pieces.
I
Yeah,
love
I think
it.
you go to a remote place and you find a way to kill them that makes it look like an accident. So
I mean,
you
that's a
shove
lot
them
of
off a cliff.
involvement. You have to
You
go
have
hiking.
a gun and the gun went off. Like you have to have
love to
some
hike.
way. You have to have some way of making it look like an accident.
I'm a compulsive hiker. It's getting me through the anxiety of COVID, so it's like
Oh.
perfect.
It's okay. I'm in a
perfect way to
compulsive dance class person, so I get it.
go. Love it.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah.
All right.
Unfortunately, that's not a great way to kill someone.
Dancing?
Dance class.
On their
Yeah,
grave?
it's not foolproof. Yeah. Hey!
I didn't say
Wow, that was
I would not be a good killer. I'm just gonna tell you, everybody would know.
I wouldn't either. I don't have a lot
I
of
wouldn't either.
aggressive tendencies, so I think I
do,
would
but
be
not
like,
murderous.
I mean, I think most, I remember one time I was watching a movie with my boyfriend at the time, and this, girl found out he was, her boyfriend was cheating on him, and she, followed him with a helicopter and, all this stuff, and he, turned to me and he goes, "Don't worry, I know it'd be so much more worse than that with you." And I was like, well, good.
just so you know
I don't
what you're
have to
getting
say
yourself into.
anything.
That's
He
amazing.
already knew.
that.
Yeah, they
had him
know.
trained.
They know, I
That's
guess.
incredible.
I mean, I guess.
All right, I just have one more quick
Okay.
question about serial killers. Lindsay,
Yes.
who does the FBI list as the most prolific known U.S. serial killer? Is it A, Ted Bundy, B, Gary Ridgway, or C, Samuel Little?
Huh. As the what?
The most prolific. He killed the most people.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
it's all-
who the
it's hard
other
to
two
say
are.
because
I only know
we-
who one of them is.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, then
Ted
you just have
Bundy,
to
because he's
guess.
the only one I know.
No.
I don't know the other two. Who
That's
were
okay. Serial killers. They're horrible. Horrible
they?
people.
How many did they kill?
A lot.
How many?
I'll tell you in a minute. Anastasia? do you
Samuel
wanna
Little.
Try to steal? That is correct.
Little, but not so little.
That's true.
I mean, he's not the tallest
FBI.
guy, but
Yeah. He's, when this article was written, didn't source it, don't know where it came from, but he was 79 at the time of the article that I copied and pasted. And this FBI confirmed that he was the most prolific serial killer in U.S. history. To date, he has confessed to 93 murders, has been matched to 50 cases with more pending final confirmation.
he made paintings of them
So-
all too, and he's like,
Wait, is
Ooh,
he
I
the one
didn't
that
know
just
that.
got caught recently?
Mhm.
No.
Oh,
Yeah,
but
he
that
did.
guy was
Oh,
was doing
well,
paintings.
It's this, he was sentenced in 2014.
yeah, I mean, relatively recent.
Yeah.
He's still making the paintings, I think.
Oliver.
I was like, is it mine? It's not mine.
Absolutely not. Behind the scenes footage of dogs barking.
And he's black, so that's also a big deal.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
I mean, I don't want to be like, but
Like, yeah, we do it too.
we do it too. But then it's like,
It's like, well, yeah, because there
but
is
not
a
only do we
stereotype.
do it, but we did it well. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just joking.
Well, you did
Don't.
it the best.
Well, yeah, I mean, he won.
You
Yeah.
did it the best.
He
Actually.
fully won.
Yeah, and I'm
Now,
like, ooh.
I only know about white serial killers, and then
Yeah.
the guy, the Night Stalker, was Hispanic, right?
Mhm.
It
Ramirez.
takes all kinds. Truly,
Yeah.
it does take all kinds.
Is he?
It's
Is this guy? Are there a lot of black
yeah.
serial killers?
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
a lot of everybody serial killers. Like
That's
truly,
the thing.
it's not. It doesn't discriminate.
Mhm.
I do like I used to do a stand-up joke about it, but I said like the way that like white men kill typically is a lot scarier to me than people of
Oh.
color, because they just have like this privilege that like extends onto
Right.
like I can just do whatever I want with you, and I'm just
Like the
just,
Ted Bundy
Yeah.
sort of like,
it's
yeah,
like just
I'll
shoot me in the
terrifying.
street, like don't make me into
They
like
can
a
wear-
creature.
Totally. Yeah,
They're
yeah.
literally wearing a police uniform while they're killing you. I mean, it's
Right.
like they
Terrifying.
can literally do whatever they want.
Yeah.
Absolutely terrifying.
I remember one time I was like alone on a street with a guy, and I forget if he was black or Hispanic, and I wanted to turn to him and be like, it's just because you're a man. Like, men scare the shit out of me.
Especially
I
if
remember
you're,
there was
like, alone, you
like,
know?
white men scare me more than any man, but like any man scares me. But I wanted to like look at him and be like, I'm afraid of men.
Right.
I'm afraid of men.
Yes, I'm alone. You're a man. Don't be near me. Like,
End of story.
that's
Yeah.
it. That's it. No, I get it. I get it.
truly.
I get it. I get it.
Like,
But then you have to talk to him, so you didn't need to.
I
do-
know.
yeah.
I was just like inside, just being like, I hope he knows it's just because he's a man. Like, I hope that men are
No, he
terrible.
went home and he was like, that woman.
He was like, she thought she's racist.
I was like, I swear I'm just sexist. Yeah. I swear to you.
Honestly, that's nothing to do with your
Please
race.
believe me.
It's just your penis. It has nothing to do with anything
That's
else.
all
Exactly.
it
If you
is.
didn't have a penis, we'd be fine.
We'd be fine.
No, white men are scary.
They
They
are.
really are.
Yeah, well, you do have an image of the serial killer because they're, I don't know, maybe they're caught more. I don't know. I feel like you do hear about them more.
It's true.
Oh, yeah.
And there used to be like the profile of like, that was like kind of like a stereotypical serial killer profile,
Male
right?
in there.
But
Yeah.
then they did like demographically, they broke it down and it's not really, I don't think there's really any one does more than another, like racial
Right.
group or whatever.
Well,
you know?
I mean, if we looked at the statistics of mass shootings, it would be very white. I mean,
and that's just another type of serial killing, isn't it?
there hasn't
Right.
been that many that
Right.
weren't white that I can remember from my lifetime.
Yeah.
And it's mostly been going on in my lifetime.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, who's more likely to go shoot up a school or a church? It's a white.
Yeah.
White,
I mean,
yeah.
unfortunately.
Ugh. Yeah.
You know.
Ugh.
This is so fun to talk about.
something else.
Go to recess and get off of this topic.
Yes,
The
please.
recess.
What did you typically eat like at recess? Did you have any like fun snacks?
Anything and everything that was put in front of my face.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it depends on like what grade I was in. Like when I was in grammar school, we used to have like a milk cart, like where it had like chocolate milk and regular milk and coffee cake which is like legendary. Like the LA County coffee cake is like a legendary recipe that you can find on the internet.
You can find it?
You can. I found it. It's been it's been around since like the 30s or something like that. It's really. But anyway, when I was a kid, I would
Will
get
you
that.
send us that recipe?
Yeah, I'll find it again because I just sent it to
I'll
my
send you
my
Munchausen
sister.
and you send me the
Yes, because my
I'll
sister
send you
was just
Munchausen.
like,
You send me something to munch on.
exactly. My sister was like, can you find that recipe again? And I was like, yeah, I'll find it. It's amazing.
I love it.
Yeah, so that.
Wait,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
did you ever eat those? Okay, if you had to choose between those crackers with the gross cheese in the middle or the
I love
crackers
those.
with the peanut butter in the middle, which ones would you choose?
Well, when you put it like gross cheese, I'm going to say gross cheese because I love them. I still buy them, but now I buy them
Really?
organic from Whole Foods. Okay.
Oh, well, there you
Oh,
go.
see?
That's fine then. Yeah.
Also, I'm
I liked
allergic
the
to
peanut
peanut
butter
butter,
one.
so.
Oh, that'll do it. Yeah.
She had a peanut allergy. Wow, you're ahead of your time.
We didn't know
Yeah,
I had a
that's
peanut allergy then, though.
We
I
thought
was
that
gonna
right.
say, I
it
never
wasn't.
heard of that until like 5 years ago.
You had it, but it hadn't been invented yet, so nobody knew.
I had so many allergies back then, and I was just like always like I was on allergy shots, and I was like dying all the time. And then it wasn't until my
no.
30s or maybe my 20s that we found out like half of them. And then I was like,
Oh,
oh
shit.
my god, my mom's not a bad cook.
wonder.
I'm just allergic to.
allergic
Oh.
to everything.
Oh my
Wow.
God.
I know.
I would choose the cheese as well.
Really?
I like the peanut butter ones. I would like to have both. Ideally, I'd like a variety. But if you put a gun to my hands and I had to choose, I would choose the cheese. I love cheese.
Who does that
Let
though?
me
Who
ask
puts a
you.
gun to your head and says peanut butter or cheese? You know, who does
I'm
it?
sure there's a serial killer who's
Who
into that
has-
kind of thing.
and
Would
who
that
has
be
done
your
that?
MO? That would be your MO, right? That would be your.
Cheese or peanut butter? Did you take a bite or did you twist them off and eat the middle and then eat the cracker?
I don't know how to twist
You never
it.
twisted
I don't
the
think I
two
ever-
crackers
Oh.
and like
I just ate it,
eating the.
but
I see what you're
I'm
saying.
assuming you did.
I liked the twisty.
I think I would just eat it. Like I didn't think that hard about it.
I like the
wanted to-
twisty. I mean, I don't eat my Oreos like that these days. Some people do.
No, you gotta dip it.
but
You have to dip it in milk.
Yeah.
What's wrong with
I
you?
don't- I don't go
Separate.
near milk. I don't touch
You're
milk.
she's
Oat
wrong.
milk.
Don't listen to her, Anastasia.
Oat milk?
She's wrong.
I would rather have an oat milk or soy. I don't really like the taste of almond, to be honest. Anyway,
Wow.
Anastasia, when we asked you about recess,
Mhm.
you said that you had some embarrassing stories. Do you want to share one with us?
Sure. I'm trying to figure out which one I should. Which one did you lean towards? Did you?
Whatever you want to tell.
Okay. All right. Well, so I thought I was like looking real hot on the first day of middle school. I was wearing like these like huge platform heels from Skechers.
Yes,
Yeah.
from
You know,
Delia's.
Oh, Skechers, but yeah, close. You know,
Yes.
had my Delia's dress on. You know, looking
Definitely.
fly.
Love Delia's.
And there's this big like like concrete like stairwell in my school, and so I'm just like walking down all fly, and then I fell down not one but two flights, which was hard because there's like a little platform. So
Right.
I rolled with such gusto that I fell down both.
Oh my God.
And then I was that girl who fell down the stairs. Yeah.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Oh, that is the worst.
Ugh.
Did that like stick with you for a while? Also, were you hurt? That's a lot of stairs.
I mean, not really. I wasn't hurt, just like emotionally hurt.
Yeah, she had to get up and she had to like brush that shit off and pretend like it was hilarious.
Yeah, I was like,
I meant to do that. I like to make an entrance. I'm in drama.
I'm gonna go in the bathroom and cry for the rest of my life.
Yeah. No, it stuck around for like a good month. And then somebody did
that's
something.
not too bad.
Yeah, somebody did something worse.
Could be worse, but
So
yeah, right. You're always, which is
Thank
so
God.
terrible that you're just waiting for someone to embarrass themselves worse than you did, so the attention can shift to them. It's such it's such a Lord of the Flies situation in middle school.
But I'm not the smoothest, like I'm not the smoothest person, so I have a lot of embarrassing stories.
Yeah, you're in good company.
Did you have another one that you wanted to tell?
One that comes to mind is I only went to one high school dance the whole time I was in high school. And it was like, I guess they call it the backwards dance or whatever, even though I didn't ask anybody, but I went with this guy from show choir, so he was gay. And I when I got there, my dress broke, like the strap of my dress broke.
Oh no.
And then I like tried to put on his boutonniere and I accidentally stabbed him, so he had blood all over his shirt. So I had to
my God.
And then he got really pissy at me in the middle of the dance and he was like, I only took you out of pity. And I was like, honey, you're gay. What does it matter? I'm not going to sleep with you. Like, what are you talking? Like,
oh my God.
I know. And
my God.
Yeah. And then my ex-boyfriend was there with his new. It was great. I love high school dances.
It sounds like a lot of fun, and it makes me really glad that I avoided most of my high school dances.
I don't think I went to any. I may have gone to one, but I don't really remember.
I think I went to like a middle school one.
I went to all the middle school ones. I
think I went to middle school one or ones, but I don't remember ever going to high school. I didn't go to my prom. Lindsey went to my prom. Mm-hmm. I didn't know her, but she went with a boy at my school.
Yeah, but I don't think I went into your prom. I think I was on drugs.
Oh, right. You did acid outside.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I don't think we went in. I would remember going
That
in.
makes more sense. Yeah.
I didn't go to prom.
All right, should we get back to class?
Fuck
sure.
Prom. All right,
Fuck
let's
prom.
do it. All right, we're going to do a fun little sassy game. So you, my dear, were in newspaper class? Newspaper...
yeah.
Is it another
club?
team?
Club? It's a club?
I don't know what they call it. We ran our own school newspaper.
You ran the newspaper.
I'm like, put it to the presses. Stuff like that,
Yeah.
Well, I was not in newspaper, and I don't really remember our school newspaper.
I did newspaper in middle school.
You did? All right. Well, I went down a little deep dive, and I went down to find like the top 10 most popular newspaper stories, like biggest stories in our lifetime.
Oh.
And I'm only going to do like
I feel like they're
6
all
of
going to be
them.
bad.
I know.
They're a little rough, but we'll make them fun.
Okay.
A little fun spin on it.
Okay.
Too soon.
I called this game Comics and Cocktails just because that's the name of your other podcast that you have.
Yes.
Because I thought I'm going to be real honest. I was like, I'm going to do a quiz about comic books, but Kelly doesn't know anything about comic books, so I was going to find like a creative spin, right?
Yeah.
And then I was like reading all this stuff about comic books. I'm like, Kelly's not going to know any of these, so I'm going to just do something completely different. But then I never renamed it, so that's how Comics and Cocktails.
Great. So, and it's an unrelated title.
Completely unrelated.
I love the work
Perfect.
you're doing here.
Perfect.
Yeah.
All right, let's start with Anastasia. Why not?
Okay.
Okay, number 1. When JFK was assassinated, see, I told you it was going to be fun.
Oh my God. Okay.
When JFK was assassinated in 1963, Lyndon B. Johnson stepped in as president and took the oath of office, A, a week after JFK was laid to rest, B, at JFK's funeral, or C, as soon as Kennedy was pronounced dead. When did he take over as president?
See?
That is correct. Literally on Air Force One, 99 minutes after he died, flying That's when he did it.
Waited an hour and a half.
I mean,
Well, I
guess,
think you
but I
can't really
just-
have no president.
You
Right.
can't have no president.
Kind of rough, though. I mean, like,
Yeah, no, it's
here we
rough.
go.
Yeah, it's not great.
Whew. Not great. All right, Kelly.
Yes.
The journey of Apollo 11. See, not a tragedy. Huge story, not a tragedy. The journey of Apollo 11.
Which was, but there
the
was
moon
one.
landing.
Oh, okay.
The
I don't
moon-
know the
Nope,
name.
don't talk about the other one.
Okay.
The moon landing. They had an estimated audience of more than 700 million on the television. So when Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin landed, Buzz Aldrin was the first person to blank on the moon.
Jizz.
I was going to say jack off,
Oh.
but then
Is that not the answer?
No.
Okay.
A, take communion. B, play golf.
I bet they fucking did take communion.
B, play golf. Or C, do a little butt dance.
Aw, I want to say butt dance, but I think I bet he fucking took communion.
That is correct. Yes, I'll tell you all about it.
Was it like
In
a
1 minute.
space
Can't wait.
communion? Like,
The wafer just like floats away.
He took the communion bread. He carried it in a plastic packet, the way like their weird space food is wrapped. He did that.
Right.
He carried the wine in a vial, and he poured it into a small silver chalice. I don't know how he did that in space,
I don't
but
know.
apparently he did it. Before taking communion, he read from John 15:5,
Will you read to us now?
which he had
This is why we
handwritten.
brought you here, Anastasia. It was really for this. This was all a lead up to us. We're going to read the Bible to you.
Yes.
Okay, you're
It was
converting
handwritten
me?
on a scrap
Okay,
of paper.
Yeah.
Here, and I'm going to read it as Buzz Aldrin.
Okay.
Okay.
But not now, not then, now.
Okay.
Is he alive?
I
don't know.
Is he the one that's alive?
I am the vine, you are the branches. Whoever remains in me, I in him, will bear much fruit, for you can do nothing without me.
Oh.
Wow.
How is that?
I think that's like really manipulative, honestly.
Yeah, he's like, I'm God, basically. I just stepped on the moon, so I am God. Praise me now. Is he alive?
He is alive.
He's alive!
It's
All right.
alive!
He's alive.
Anastasia. President Nixon's resignation in 1974 was one of the biggest news stories of all time. Before Nixon was president, he A, owned a gas station, B, had an orange juice business, or C, worked as a food scientist.
Who is this again? Sorry.
President Nixon.
Nixon, okay.
B?
That is correct.
Oranges?
Yes. So
Orange juice business.
his family had a farm and it failed. So his dad opened a gas station and like a kind of like a corner store in California. He's from California. So then in 1938, Nixon and several investors attempted to strike it rich, making California orange juice. But something happened where what their whole plan was, we're not going to freeze the concentrate. We're going to freeze the actual orange juice. That was like their big $1 million idea. And it completely failed, completely tanked, and they went bankrupt after just 18 months.
Oh.
And so then he got into politics?
Yeah. I guess so.
Naturally, after you freeze
I mean,
orange
he
juice, you would do
He
that.
was a lawyer. He went to law school. He was like a lawyer, but he did the orange juice thing, I guess. All right.
We all listen.
We all get into orange juice?
If you don't, we all have our orange juice phase. You know, some people have a goth phase. Some people have
an
a
orange juice phase.
murdering your boyfriend phase. I don't know.
Totally.
You know, there's a lot of ways to express one's joie de vivre or whatever you call it.
Sure.
Joie.
Joie. Joie.
Joie.
Joie. I don't
Kelly.
speak French. Yes.
Sorry, I burped. Okay. The Oj Simpson trial in 1995.
Speaking of OJ, is that really what you did? Did you really just do that?
I did it.
Okay.
Oliver, get down.
He's fine. He's fine. Leave him alone.
Okay.
He's my
The Oj
child.
Simpson trial in 1995 became a live news soap opera created because of the TV cameras in the courtroom. How much do you think that trial cost the taxpayers in total per month?
Ooh.
Was it A, $8,000 per month, B, $80,000 per month, or C, $800,000 per month?
I don't really know about like numbers and money and taxes, so I'm just gonna go with the middle one.
That is incorrect. Anastasia, do you want to try to steal?
C.
That is $800,000 per month.
My dad was
Keep
working
that
for the
puppy
city at the time.
Oh shit!
Really?
Really? What was he doing?
My dad was a chief street use inspector, so he was the one that oversaw the permits and all that. Yeah.
Oh wow! Cool.
So.
Wow.
Yes, I remember. We watched it in school.
Yeah.
We turned it on and
Yeah.
we watched it.
It was intense.
It's crazy.
The time
Really
he spent on
intense.
suicide watch cost taxpayers $81,000, after which the price of incarceration averaged to about $55.69 a day. According to the LA County Auditor's Office, the case cost the city about $800,000 a month.
Wow.
Crazy town, right?
Mhm. That's a lot.
All right, Anastasia.
Ah,
It's big news. Big news.
Now, this was big news in Florida.
okay.
What are we doing?
The election night debacle in
2000.
2000. Is that how we said that?
What?
It's just 2000.
Isn't
Yeah.
it?
Yeah.
What would you call it?
I mean, my brain
2000?
was like, that doesn't make sense.
What would you call it? What? 2000? Is that what you? 2000 is what you wanted to say?
Yeah.
Because we say like 20 whatever.
I was
2021.
Like, 2000?
In the year 2000.
Oh my God. Okay. The election night debacle in 2000 was
I love that sounds weird to you
It's
right
hilarious.
now. Are you feeling okay? Yeah.
I feel like I'm high. Was a
Sorry.
disaster and beyond newsworthy. All the networks gave the razor-close race for Florida's electoral votes to Al Gore, and then they later gave them to George W. Bush, who then won the White House a month later after the Supreme Court ruled against a recount.
Right.
Now, I had revisited while we were waiting for the counts for Biden through a documentary called Something Counts, Something Votes. Oh, what's the name of that doc?
Didn't see it.
It's about Miami and Aileen Gonzalez.
Oh, okay. It was about like Florida stuff?
It was why Florida went red. And it was
interesting.
really interesting.
Red
It's
state.
called like
Just kidding.
87 votes. I think it's called 87 votes or something.
Huh.
And they show news footage where they're like, Al Gore's the winner.
Mm-hmm.
Al Gore's the winner. And then they're like, I guess Al Gore's not the winner. It's like excruciating to
Oh my
watch.
God.
So on air during this time, NBC's Tom Brokaw, remember him, said, we don't just have egg on our face. We have...
Come. Oh, wait. No.
This is for Anastasia.
Oh, sorry.
She can guess come if she wants
Come.
That's my answer to everything. What they do on the moon? Come. What they get on their face? Come.
We don't just have egg on our face. We have A, omelets all over our suits. B, eggs scrambled all over us. Or C, pie on there as well.
I'm going to say A because it sounds like he would say that.
It's 100%.
That's awesome.
A.
It sounds like
Yeah,
him,
that's
right?
a good guess. Yeah. Yeah.
We don't
yeah,
just
yeah.
have egg on our face. We
Well,
have
omelet.
omelet all over our suits.
Because I wear a suit.
All right. Last question. We're going to end with a real fun banger. You ready?
Oh.
Yeah, bang it out, baby.
Okay.
The Challenger explosion.
Oh, bringing it down.
You know, I'm glad that I was
What year
I
was
didn't
it?
remember this.
I don't remember it either. I don't think I watched it live. I think I was too young.
Okay, so don't
But I
talk
don't
about
know.
the date.
I don't know. I don't.
Don't
remember
talk
when it
about the
was.
date yet
I
because it's
probably
part
was
of the
al-
question.
I think I was alive. It was in the 80s, right?
I'm not saying anything because
Cool.
it's part of the question. The Challenger explosion was one of the saddest days in American history. The glory of the American space program turned into unfathomable heartbreak when the shuttle broke apart 73 seconds into its flight, killing 7 crew members and the school teacher Krista McAuliffe. McAuliffe. I'm sorry to Chris's family that I don't know how to pronounce that. In the aftermath of the tragedy, some suggested that the White House pushed NASA to launch the shuttle in time for the current president's State of the Union address, scheduled for later on January 28th.
You're going to ask me who the president was.
Who was the president during this time? Was it A, Jimmy Carter, B, Ronald Reagan, or C, George H.W. Bush?
I think it was Reagan.
That is correct.
Yeah. But I still don't know what year.
Do you remember the Punky Brewster episode about it?
No, but I loved Punky Brewster. She was literally my idol as a child.
Yeah, I remember that.
Literally my idol.
Where she was like basically like like she came home crying about it and was like, yeah, I don't know. I just remember. I don't know why that's the Punky Brewster episode I remember the most.
Wow. I just remember the one where I forget.
I'm going to look at the date.
I forget who it was. One of the friends, somebody got stuck. They were playing hide and seek and they got stuck in a refrigerator.
I was like, a well? Because you remember that there was a person that was stuck in a well in the 80s.
Almost put that in this. Jessica, baby Jessica.
Yeah.
So the Challenger, the space shuttle explosion was in 1986, and so was Baby Jessica. Because I almost did a question about Baby Jessica. Because my sister's name was Jessica. And so in our family, we had a lot of Baby Jessica jokes going on in my childhood. So, yeah, that was 86.
Baby Jessica.
Baby Jessica fallen in the well.
Oh,
she's okay. She's alive.
fine.
She's in there.
She's
Yeah,
fine.
that's a crazy
Or she
story.
turned into the girl from The Ring. I don't know.
It's one or the other.
If you look at pictures of that now, it's actually terrifying.
Oh, her
The
being in a
Ring
well?
or the Baby Jessica.
Yeah.
Her in the well.
Yeah, no, it was crazy.
I don't want to be in a well.
It was like wild. People like went down and like couldn't get her out. They had to go back up and like hatch a new plan. Like it was crazy. She was down there for a long time.
It was in Texas.
Well, are you shitting on Texas?
Right now, yeah.
Yeah,
I'm shitting on Texas. They opened up everything. No one's wearing masks. I'm shitting on Texas a little bit.
They did just really fail everyone who lived there.
But we are opening up
lives there.
Disneyland, so.
Hallelujah.
All right.
I will not be in attendance.
Well, that was
Not be in
newspaper.
attendance.
That was my newspaper club.
I love
Thanks,
it.
Lynn.
I
That was
love
great.
it.
Let's go to one more quick class, guys.
Okay.
For our last class of the day, we're going to film class.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And we're gonna do so I had on your list of like interest film because you make films, but also martial arts. Are you a martial artist or is
I used
a
to
passion or
I used to
something you used to do?
I used to do it.
Okay, cool. What martial art did you do?
Eskrima and Taekwondo and a little bit of judo in college, but I used to ditch that class a lot.
All right.
Fair enough. All right.
I
Well,
don't
we
like
are
judo.
talking.
Sorry.
My friend
Listen.
my friend Helen. She's always like trying to. She like kept asking her dad, who like knew someone who taught. I think it was judo, and she's like, Kelly, we have to take judo because like we kept having all these like woman scares of like people like trying to break it, like whatever. There was yeah. So she and I think it was judo, and like her dad was like. For some reason, they like didn't want us to take it. I don't remember
Really?
why. Yeah, like they're like, it's too intense. It's too crazy. We're like, no, we want to be able to kill people. We want to have to register our body as a lethal weapon.
Yeah, exactly. I just don't like
God.
it because you have to like throw people all the time. I'm like, I just want to kick you and punch you.
Yeah. Those would be my favorites.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to heavy lift.
Yeah, that's what judo
right,
is. It's like lifting them over and then.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no.
It comes back to the dead body thing for me. It's like I don't want to have to put in that kind of physical labor.
Exactly.
You know?
I just
I
wanna kick you.
want it to be easy.
Yeah. I just wanna kick you.
So we're actually going to martial arts in Chinese cinema.
Ooh,
That is
wow.
the class we're going to.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm so glad I know a lot about this.
Me too. It's gonna be great.
I was combining film and martial arts, so let's just see if neither of you know, then let's just have
Great.
fun and
Well,
see
we're
how
gonna learn.
See how
All
much we
right.
don't know.
Okay.
I have 1 point. I just want to add out this whole game.
You're doing great.
1 point.
Oh, you're gonna get tons
doing
more
great.
now, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right, Anastasia, we'll start with you as our
Okay.
lovely guest. The Chinese martial arts film genre dates back to the 1920s with the development of the Shanghai film industry. These first films were set in ancient China and drew heavily on Chinese folklore and classical literature, featuring fantastical and supernatural elements such as beasts and spirits. And this type of film is known as A, wuxia, meaning martial heroes. My pronunciation, who knows? Jidaigeki, meaning period drama, or kung fu, meaning mastery of a skill. What was the name of this type of film called? Yes!
She's really smart, this one. It's really annoying.
Smart.
Wow.
What do you think, guys?
That's amazing. Yes, that's what it's called. It's the wuxia. I'm sure I'm not saying it right.
Wuxia. How do you
wuxia.
Not how do you spell it?
It's in English, it's WUXIA.
Got it.
Wuxia.
Got it.
Number 2, Lindsay.
Yes.
In the early 1930s, the government banned martial arts films in China, claiming that they promoted feudalism and superstition. Meanwhile, the Shanghai film companies relocated to Hong Kong, which at that time was a British colony where the Chinese government censorship did not apply.
Interesting.
This ban on the wuxia films in China was not lifted until the A, 1960s, B, 1970s, or C, 1980s.
China has a lot of restrictions. Oh my God. Maybe the 60s?
That is incorrect. Anastasia, do you want to steal? The 70s or the 80s?
Oh shit. I fucked up.
You thought that was later?
I mean, I kind of want to... I'm going to say 70s.
No, it was the 80s.
I was going to say I was going to after well, anyway. Bruce Lee, but I was like, wait a minute.
It doesn't listen, Anastasia. You have a lot of points, so you know.
I'm not surprised.
You didn't need it.
They still censor so much stuff there.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I know they were really mad at Bruce Lee, like really mad. really.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like China in general was really mad at Bruce Lee.
Just because, like, he's popular in the West, or something.
Yeah, and he was like showing martial arts to the masses and stuff.
Right.
Like that.
It's like this is our thing.
Yeah.
I'm surprised about the superstition thing because I feel like, Eastern cultures are like very superstitious and very like open to things like that.
It's probably when they became communist or something that they didn't want.
Right. Yeah, that would make sense. And it's like, we're not into that. We're into like government and just like being,
interesting.
Governmenty.
More governmenty rather than like cultural.
Yes.
Yeah. Like you don't have an identity. You're you're part of you're a cog in the wheel.
Right.
All right, Anastasia. So the Shanghai film companies started introducing Mandarin language wuxia films to Hong Kong, and soon the local Cantonese film studios were producing their own martial arts flicks, and this is what led to the rise of the kung fu film. You might be able to do this. Can you explain the difference between the wuxia films and kung fu films? Like you already know sort of like the vibe of what the wuxia is, right?
Yeah. More action based? I don't know.
Yeah, I'll give it to you. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah. So, traditional wuxia films feature kind of balletic, gravity-defying choreography and strong mythic and fantastical elements. And in contrast, kung fu films are more realist, featuring hand-to-hand combat rather than like elegant swordplay.
Oh, interesting. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. All right, Linz, the 50s and 60s represented a boom period for Hong Kong cinema. Local studios produced movies at a breakneck pace, outperforming Hollywood exports at the local box office. With the 70s came the rise of Bruce Lee, who as a child studied kung fu with the legendary master Ip Man. What 1973 film made Bruce Lee a household name the world over and exposed Hong Kong cinema to an international audience for the first time, and was released 6 days after his tragic death at the age of 32? Was it A, The Way of the Dragon, B, Enter the Dragon, or C, Fist of Fury?
Enter the Dragon?
Yes!
I have 2 points.
Oh, I'm so proud of you, Lindsay.
Wait, explain again the death thing?
he died 6 days before the movie was released when he was very young. It was like
Really?
Yeah, it was some kind of like medicine that like gave him, not like a drugs. It was like a painkiller or something.
Yeah, he never take
him like
painkiller.
he was like allergic to it and he didn't know, and it gave him like a brain hemorrhage or a brain edema or something. It made his brain swell. Yeah.
I had no idea.
And you know what happened to his son, right?
Yeah, because I loved The Crow.
That was his son?
That was his
Brandon
son.
Lee.
Oh, I didn't know that was his son. Oh, I feel like such a dum-dum. But I know what happened to him. That's so crazy.
So, like, Brandon Lee
so
is
crazy.
So sexy.
So sexy.
So hot.
Yeah. What year was that?
That's a great question.
I feel like it's got to be 90s, right?
I remember that. Like, that was like a Kurt Cobain moment.
Yeah,
right.
and
that was like mid 90s or something. You can look it up.
And the guy that shot the actual gun like died a couple years ago, like really recently, and he said he never forgave himself. So, but it's not even his fault. It's not even his fault because they accidentally. Yeah, it was an accident.
So wait, was it really a bullet or was it a blank that killed him?
So
like it was
it's like back then they used a different kind of, like, now on set usually they do like airsoft or something like that, but basically there was a blank stuck in the barrel which caused the other blank to hit it basically making it a bullet.
Oh my god.
So it was like not
It was
cleaned.
1993.
Yeah, it wasn't like whatever.
Right. They hadn't prepared it properly.
Correct,
so yeah.
Which made it like a bullet.
Oh my god.
I know.
Oh.
This is a really light episode.
Woo! Yeah. But still so fun.
And yet so fun. Yeah.
Yeah, this was fun.
Laugh at tragedy. How else are we
What are you going to do?
Exactly.
Yeah. You got to. Life is freaking insane.
It is.
So, okay, number 5. Whose question is this? I believe this is Anastasia.
Yes.
Okay, so then after Bruce Lee came Jackie Chan. So he kind of infused comedy and slapstick into the kung fu genre. In his film Drunken Master in 1978, Chan irreverently portrays the legendary hero Wong Hei-feng as a lazy, cheating rascal who discovers that his skills are at their best when he is A, drunk, B, is sleepwalking, or C, has done a selfless act.
C?
No, that is
it's drunk.
What's the name of the movie?
It's drunk.
It's called Drunken Master.
I was like, is this a trick question? Because I want to say drunk. Yeah, that's why I was like, so it can't be drunk.
It was actually just an oversight on my part.
Oh, okay. I was like, it can't be drunk because it's in the title. Okay, sorry.
You were overestimating my intelligence.
I'm gonna give myself a point just because I only have 2.
That's fine. You can have it. That's fine.
You did it.
Number 6, Lindsey. Another key figure in the development of martial arts films is King Hu, who made films in the wuxia tradition and brought some of martial arts films' first female protagonists to the screen. He originally worked in Hong Kong and directed the highly influential classic Come Drink With Me in 1966. I had never seen
Come.
There you go. Bringing it all together. Yeah, that's right. Okay, so which one of these modern blockbusters was not heavily influenced by King Hu's work? Is it A, Zhang Yimou's Hero in 2002, B, Pracha Pinkao, The Protector in 2005, or C, Ang Lee's Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon in the year 2000?
In the year 2000. I want it to be Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon because that's the only one I've heard
Which
of.
one of these was not influenced
So
by
the
his
other
work?
2, I'm going to go with A.
That is incorrect. Do you want to steal?
B.
Anastasia. That is correct. B. That is not in the same style.
I didn't see Crouching Tiger,
It's
Hidden
one of
Dragon,
my
though.
favorite movies.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
It looks
so
beautiful.
good.
It's gorgeous. You actually, I have the DVD, and you tried to make me give it away when you were helping me clean and like go through things. She tried to, and I was
just because it was a DVD, I'm like, you need to get
I know, but it's one of my favorite movies.
It's one of the first movies I ever made out with like a guy too. Yeah.
Nice. That's
Ooh.
a nice one.
Yeah, right?
That's fun.
That's a good time.
That's really good.
That wasn't the first one, but one of the first. Final
I
Fantasy
like that.
All right, this next question, we're going to make this for both of you guys. So you're going to be able to sort of just like shout out.
Shout.
And you get a point.
Shout.
Yeah, shout.
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 Shout. Okay.
Let it all out.
Oh,
Okay,
I was
so
going the different
you're
way, but I like
Oh,
that. Right?
you went to bar mitzvah. I was at a bar mitzvah.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
okay.
I love that one.
I was at a
that
bar
is,
mitzvah.
I do really love singing that at bar mitzvahs, and not that I go to a lot of bar mitzvahs anymore.
Yeah,
but
like, why are you going there so
do you
many?
remember when we did that in the? Yeah, why?
From South Florida.
Why
From South Florida, but I stopped going a long time ago.
Okay.
Oh, really?
Why are you going to
That's
so
like
many
the
during a
only-
pandemic?
You know, I live in a Hasidic neighborhood. No, I'm just kidding.
You don't want to go to those
no,
right now. They're still having bar mitzvahs.
I just hope they're wearing their masks. I hope everyone's wearing a mask.
Yeah.
Me too.
I think we sang that in the middle of Union Square once. Shout, like literally going a little bit softer now, like going to the ground.
I'm sure we
we're
did.
Like, well, yeah,
Yeah.
sounds like something.
Sounds
we would
like a Kelly and Lindsay move.
Okay, there are 18 main categories of weapons in Kung Fu. Just name some. You can get a point for each one that you
dagger,
throwing stars.
Wait, sorry.
nunchucks,
sword,
a giant like a staff,
a bow staff.
Wow.
a gun.
No.
I
feel like those were all sounded right,
but they're not.
but they're not this particular words exactly.
Oh.
So
a scream of sticks.
Huh.
Nope.
Hands, feet, legs, kicking, punching, snapping at wood,
a board, nails,
a brick,
a book.
a book.
Someone's juicy booty.
That can be a weapon.
It can.
I'm
Mass
just
destruction.
gonna give you both a point for fun.
Great. Was
And
it
I'm just
juicy
gonna.
booty?
We got
it was
none
juicy
of them?
booty that- Well, I don't. You may have. Okay, so we have saber, spear, sword, halberd, axe, battle axe, hook, fork, whip,
Ooh.
mace.
Kinky.
Mace is kind of like nunchucks, sort of.
Is taser on that list?
No, unfortunately not. Hammer,
Is my penis.
talon
Mhm.
for the birds. I don't understand. Trident halberd, cudgel, long-handled spear, short cudgel, stick. One of you said
I
stick.
said a stick, definitely.
And then, of course, the quintessential meteor hammer.
a meteor.
Oh,
That
well,
must
let
be
me
like
just
a
pull
throwing
mine
star.
So we'll have to go. We'll do a dive into that maybe and post some of those pictures of what those are maybe on our Instagram.
Sure, I'll write that down.
Yeah.
What don't you mean Marsha's gonna write that down?
Marsha, thank you.
I'm
yeah.
using
Why are we?
her hands.
Why are we
I'm
doing
using
more
her
work
arm.
when that's
Yeah,
her job?
Marsha.
Marsha. All right,
Love it.
perfect. Well, guys, that was martial arts class.
I really
film class.
That was
blew chunks
hard.
on that one. Yeah.
yeah, but you did great.
Well, you guys, it's that time of the day where we tally up the points and see who the winner of Fuck You, I'm Smarter is. Now, Marcia just handed over a paper.
Okay, Marsha. Thank you.
Get
Thank
that?
you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Marcia.
Thank you, Marsha.
See how she handed it to me?
We
So
saw her
sweet.
hand. Mm-hmm.
Wow. Lindsay really
Shit the tent.
shit the tent with 4 points.
Mm,
Kelly shit the bed with
think-
7 points.
I think I came on the moon.
I think you did come on the moon. And Anastasia is our winner with
Oh.
17 points.
Wow, Anastasia, you came on the moon.
You
I'm gonna give you a little
came
cabbage-
on the moon.
Cabbage Patch dance.
Yes, give us that cabbage patch.
Ah, Anastasia,
Brilliant.
congratulations. I mean, there's only one thing left to do. Well, two, really. is you have to make a valedictorian speech as our valedictorian.
Okay.
And we also need you to look directly into the camera and say, fuck you, I'm smarter. And you could do it in any order you want.
Fuck you, I'm smarter.
Oh, that was beautiful.
I like that. I like that a lot. I like that a lot.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I never
Thank
gave a
you.
valedictorian speech, so let me try. All of you gathered here today, now that sounds like a wedding. Never mind. For all of you that didn't believe in me, fuck you. No. Believe in yourself.
No,
I
it
kind
works.
of liked.
Dreams.
Yeah. Oh, that's nice.
Dreams and believe
Yeah.
in your dreams. Soar. Don't be sore. Soar. Class of
like an eagle.
2021.
Wow.
I feel inspired.
Thanks.
Soar. I mean, soar.
Sore. Bed sore.
Don't
From
be
the
a-
Munchausen.
Penal sores.
Penal sores. Soaring.
That was a really inspiring,
Beautiful.
beautiful speech. And
Thanks.
now we would love for you to plug all the things you're working on. I feel like you are the busiest person we've ever had.
She got a lot of projects.
She got a lot of projects, so plug all your plugs so our listeners can check you out.
Oh, well, you can find me on all social media at Anastasia W on Twitter and TikTok, at Anastasia Wash on Instagram, and Anastasia TV on YouTube. I have my one-woman show, 50 Shades of Mixed, Confessions of Your Ethnically Ambiguous Best Friend, coming out March 24th. Virtually, you don't even have to leave your house, you know? You don't have to wear pants. Just watch it, you know? And yeah, like I have a whole bunch of podcasts, so check them out on all my social media. I do one serial killer, which we talked about. I do one called Haunts and Hops about paranormal and drinking beer. Like, who
I
doesn't
love that.
want to talk about
Oh my
that?
god, you talk about all my favorite things.
Thank you. And then, you know, so you can check out all of that on my social media, and yeah. Thanks, guys.
This
Genius.
was so fun.
you.
Thank you for being our first guest on our YouTube Live.
Thanks
For our
having me.
listeners, yes, this was so great. Please follow her. Also go to Instagram at Kelly and Lindsey. We are now doing YouTube Lives and doing shout outs on our stories before to tell you when we're doing that. So we'll keep you abreast and show you our breasts if you're lucky. At Kelly and Lindsey, the YouTube page is Fuck You, I'm Smarter. Please rate, review, subscribe, tell your friends. It really helps out the show. It helps us get some more listeners and visibility. So please do that. And then, Kelly, I know you wanted to say a little something.
Oh, well, I could, yes. I just wanted to say that in light of the recent horrific and racist terrorist attack that just happened in Atlanta, I just wanted to give a little shout out to a couple of groups that you might want to check out on Instagram or check out their websites for resources and support and to donate if you have the means. There is stopaapihate.org. They are the ones who have like collected a lot of information, and they discovered that there is obviously a huge recent uptick in anti-Asian discrimination, like about 4,000 new incidents in the last year. So yeah, stopaapihate.org, and then there's AAPI Women Lead, and they are at I'mReadyMovement.org, and their hashtag is I'm Ready. I have a few more, but I will go ahead and just list them in our show notes. And please do reach out to some of them if you are able to, and maybe give a little donation and, I don't know, talk to your representatives and let's make sure that everybody knows this is a huge issue and that we need to continue working for justice, and let's get rid of these white supremacist terrorists, shall we? Yeah.
You know, when things like this happen, I'm like, I don't know what to do. Like, what do I do? Do I throw my money at something? Like, what can I do?
It's a combination of things. I think you do what you can.
But these are great resources because a lot of these resources break down what you can actually do to make a change.
What
and
needs
it's
to
very
happen.
helpful for someone who feels a little hopeless or lost. So thank you, Kelly, for that shout out for sure.
And thank you, Anastasia. This was so much fun.
This was so fun. I'm going to stop the YouTube live now. So goodbye to our YouTubers. Thank you for listening. We love you. Bye.
Fuck you, I'm smarter.